Breaking news, Jonathan Taylor is fully ready to go and appears to be fully committed to the Indianapolis Colts. Ian Rappaport posting this. If somebody wasn't committed, they wouldn't be here. This is a quote from Jonathan Taylor, and Rappaport saying that Taylor also calls his contract issues an off-season thing. And NBC Sports reporting that Taylor's fully committed to the Colts. He's fully committed to playing for the Colts this year. And Jonathan Taylor says it was all about the entire offseason type situation is all about really mainly, aside from the offseason contract issues, everything's been about in week 1, week 2, week 3, getting healthy and being fully ready to go. This is great news. This is great news. And this is kind of what we thought might happen, right? When we talked about this in weeks 1, 2, 3, that these guys will sit a lot of the times, holdout players. They'll hold out, they'll sit, and then they'll want to come back. Like they miss football, they realize they can't have cobwebs start piling up all over them, and then they start like trying to return to football the next year, rusty, and without anybody expecting them to play good football. So we're fully, we got another report here from Rappaport. I think it's just talking more about Jonathan Taylor speaking on putting his focus on the field. I really can't see how the Colts don't play him this week unless the Colts are just out to get him. But I think there's some repairing going on. We heard about a day and a half ago, or around 24 hours ago, that there was still some unsettled business in Indy regarding the Colts and JT staying on the Colts roster. Now, we kind of are intrigued by a trade, right, in fantasy worlds, because we want him to maybe land somewhere that could potentially not be a vulturing situation like an Anthony Richardson vulturing from Jonathan Taylor situation that we're looking at right now, staring us in the face, walking into weeks 5 on. But I still believe this is not a bad situation. Things could be worse, and quite honestly, Zach Moss was looking pretty good there for a string of games, right? And we thought the outlook on Zach Moss could be potentially good if he was to remain the starter. And then he kind of fizzled away a little bit. But point being, there is a world where we can envision and we can see and forecast a pretty darn good Jonathan Taylor or running back production coming out of this offense, even with Anthony Richardson commanding a lot of goal line work and short touchdown opportunities and rushing yards. This is good. I mean, anybody that's gone after JT and taken that risk and taken that plunge to go get him, right? You traded away, let's say you did a Kenneth Walker move like I was suggesting yesterday, where you take Kenneth Walker, you sell high, you don't doubt Kenneth Walker, you don't hate Kenneth Walker, you love Kenneth Walker to the freaking moon. But in a scenario where you're saying to yourself, I'm losing, I can maximize and capitalize on potentially a good sell high opportunity on Kenneth Walker, go get a confusing enigma in Jonathan Taylor and take this ambiguous situation and get an additional player involved. Maybe you're able to upgrade your pretty good wide receiver into a doubted Ridley or a doubted Devontae Smith or a doubted Waddle by downgrading your Walker into JT. And there's a 2-for-2 that you could work out. Or maybe you got Christian Watson and Taylor for your Kenneth Walker, and you thought, okay, look, I'm just going to roll the dice. I can't win with Walker. I'm doing well, but I'm losing. I'm 1-3, and I don't think I can make it. I'm worried a little bit about Walker's production because he's been almost skating by on touchdowns. We love Walker. Walker's fantastic. To the moon, Walker. We love the man. I'm not saying trade him away for garbage. I'm not saying he won't continue to be a top 5 to 10 running back, but there's opportunity right here, and we're knocking on the door, and we're saying, Eckler, let me in. JT, let me in. Let me come by these two individuals. And we talked about Eckler. We got more news on Eckler. I'll break that in, I think, in a separate video. But Eckler, my friends, is committed to coming back after the Week 5 bye for the Chargers. So Eckler's back in Week 6. Let's go, Eckler. Good news today. Good news today. We got JT ready to play back, fully committed to the Colts. And we got Eckler back ready to rumble for Week 6. It's a good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good day, and this is live. Yes, Daniel first in the building, Smokey Cat second, Landon, Charles Mealy, etc., etc. This is a good day. This is a good day. Jonathan Taylor ready to rumble. The question is, who got him in time? And can you still get him? Probably not going to be that easy to get JT anymore. Whenever there's good buzz generating, even a team that's 0-4 right now, or 1-3, that was skeptical yesterday and the day before, as we've been pumping and cranking out this content in timely fashion, because you've got to take care of these kind of trade buy lows and trades before the volatile market of fantasy football fluctuates. And now JT, getting him is near impossible. And Eckler too. Good luck trying to do this now. Good luck trying to do this now. The time to buy was yesterday. The time to buy was all last week. We talked about it. Now it's over. JT, Eckler, good luck getting him. But if you own him, get excited and ready to go. It's time. It's Eckler time. It's JT time. These are two individuals your boy said to avoid drafting for a good reason. And I think we executed upon that pretty accurately. And now it's time to swoop in some of these other cases. We figured that one out. That one's a smash. Way to go, everybody, on the Austin Eckler buy low. We crushed that one out of the ballpark. Achane, we're still buying on that guy, right? Maybe not easy anymore, but we're doing it. We're doing it live. Every week's getting harder, but we've been here from the beginning on this. Taylor, buy low. That's probably gone. Cooper Kupp, you might still have some time to buy Cooper Kupp on the cheap. AR5, there's still some time. Maybe this even dilutes some of AR5's hype because they're like, well, JT's there. Ridley, go buy Ridley low. Ridley's a great buy low. Christian Watson is also a fantastic buy low. So go buy Christian Watson. Breece Hall. These are the buy lows for week number 5. And I don't know that these are attainable anymore with the Eckler and Taylor news today. So congrats to everybody that cleaned up, smashed your league to pieces, made some amazing trades. We're not out of the woods yet. Maybe JT doesn't play week 5. It's looking and boding well as if he will. But if he doesn't, he's going to be probably ready to go in week 6. They still could work out a trade. It's not out of the question, but it sounds like the attitude of JT is going to make it very hard for the Indianapolis Colts to screw him out of playing football. Because his attitude's right. He says his contract issues are in the past. And now we're ready to rock and roll. C-Mac in the building. Appreciate my boy C-Mac. He says, how do I feel about Waddle? I think you got to buy him at his new value. You can't value Waddle at his old value. If anybody tries to sell him to you at his old value, they're trying to take advantage of you. But if you're buying him at like 4th round value equivalent right now, or at least very late 3rd, probably more 4th, then you're getting a potential steal. You're walking in your cost of entry. You're buying at the floor. And so your ROI is going to be massively solid, if not get your value back guaranteed, assuming he doesn't get hurt or something. And he has some injury concerns, but I love buying Waddle right now. If I'm in a situation, C-Mac, where you've got a team that it can't really win right now, like it's doing well, but it can't win, and you've got a big name wide receiver, let's call it Diggs. Let's just say you have Diggs and you can't win. No one's saying to trade Diggs if you're winning. No one's saying to trade Tyreek Hill if you're winning, or any big name player popping off if you're winning. But if you've got a guy like Diggs and you're 1-3 and you're taking a nice little glare at your team and you're staring yourself in the mirror and you say, you dirty, filthy animal, what was I doing drafting this dog water team? This is on me. This is on me. Take a lap. I look like garbage when I look in the mirror. If that's the way you feel, C-Mac, looking at your team, you may have to divide and conquer is what we call it. You take one player, turn it into 2. You go get Waddle and Achane for Diggs, and you walk to the bank. You walk straight to the bank. C-Mac, that's how we do it. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's been working out pretty well so far. So let's get to the super chats. Appreciate C-Mac coming in with a strong question from the jump. Tyler with his first super chat of the day gets a standing O. Tyler coming in like an absolute monster. Start, sit, Love, or Fields. What's the chat think on this one? I lean a little bit toward the Jordan Love direction right now because of the Thursday night football game, and Thursday night football is usually a disappointing wild card. But I guess I defer to you guys on this one for a moment, and let's just see what you think and see what direction you can send our boy Tyler in. But I do feel like Thursday night has a tendency to disappoint, and I feel like Love Monday night might be a little bit better. Extra day of rest. I just feel like it might be a little bit safer of a move. So let's see what you guys think. Kincaid or Kmet? You got to go Kmet. Maybe you're hedging your bet there a little bit, Tyler, by going Kmet, and also maybe. But Fields is tough to sit. I mean, after last week, it's like, do you really sit him? I guess I'll leave you with this, Tyler, just so you understand that there are two answers here. There's no for sure answer. Sometimes there's no easy question. And like Matt O said, 50-50. It is 50-50. So before I lock in Love, I'll just say that if you are needing a big swing, you're down, the high risk, high reward plays Fields. He could score you 11 points, disappoint you, have you putting your head through the wall, but he could also score 35, 40 points. Maybe 50. He could score 50. He's literally 11 or 50. He's getting you 11 points or he's getting you 50. I don't know that he's getting you 25. He's getting you 11 or 50. Whereas I believe we're probably looking at maybe a, God, if I had to guess, I would say probably a 25-point game out of Love, pretty consistent, 18 to 20, depending on your scoring, 18 to 25-point game. Could he have a 55-point game like Fields? Maybe, but not as likely. So you got to really determine what you need. If you need safety, you're projected to win, or it's going to be an even-Steven matchup, maybe you go Love. But if you need a big swing, you might want to roll with Big Fieldsy. And I do love this prop on. Or hold on, let me pull. I'll pull that up in a minute. Derek, appreciate you. Pick one PPR: DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Gibbs, or Pacheco. I'm going to go with Pacheco, safe play. DJ Moore, higher risk, higher reward. But Pacheco's a pretty safe play, and I don't know that there's really an answer there either. That's a 50-50 call, but go by what you need. Traded Swift and K9. Traded Swift for K9 straight up non PPR. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like both players. They're both Moonman. I love both of them. They're both playing great this year. I think I'd probably rather have K9, but that's definitely arguable. But give me K9. I just hope you have Charbonnet. Start in the flex, full PPR, Nico or Ridley. As much as this could go either way. Nico's playing out of his mind. I'm not benching Ridley. I do find a way to play both of them somehow, some way. Smitty traded Walker for Kelsey. What are your thoughts on that, Kelsey? For Hill, I'd receive Hill. I think if you could turn Walker into Hill, you're smacking a home run right out of the park into the water, and people are just trying to grab the ball and get your autograph and relish in your wizardry. That's absolutely phenomenal work. I do like Kelsey's side, obviously still, as much as maybe Walker, if you don't end up pulling that off. $10 holler from Thomas with a $10 super chat. Appreciate my boy Thomas coming through. Traded away Keenan Allen for JT and Christian Watson. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. To the moon on that one. Smitty approved that trade. That's a really solid squad there, Thomas. You're building there. I like that a lot. That there's pros and cons to that, Thomas. And let me put this back on screen real quick. There's pros and cons to this trade. I mean, Keenan Allen's playing really, really good football, but you're getting JT and Christian Watson. Christian Watson could hold his own against Keenan Allen. You can laugh at that if you want, you Christian Watson doubters out there, but look, he can. And JT can hold his own, if not beat him out in fantasy points. So, you're getting two players. That's the definition of blasting somebody in a trade. So I'm going to hit the got him button even on that one.
Got him.
Doesn't matter how good Keenan Allen's playing, because you're getting two players that could compete in that trade. Got to sit two full PPR, DJ Moore, Kirk, Mixon, Waddle, and Dobbs. I'm probably going to sit, I suppose, probably Dobbs, and I get, it's hard. Mixon and Kirk, you got to, Kirk safe, Mixon's higher risk, higher reward. You got to play your own way on that one. Just whatever you need. I'd sit Dobbs of this. Not that Dobbs can't do well, but I sit Dobbs of these guys. He could do well. He could have 100 yards and a touchdown on Monday night. You got to understand that. But you're dealing with a tough question here. You could go DJ Moore if you're worried about Thursday night. Sit him down and maybe sit down Dobbs and then go mix him Waddle and Kirk if you wanted. But I would probably sit Dobbs and then it's between Kirk and between Kirk and Mixon. But if you fear Thursday night, I don't know. It's so hard to sit DJ Moore off last week and the way Fields has been playing. Also, would you trade DJ Moore and Gibbs for JT? I'd probably take JT. Yeah, that's a good move, bro. I like that move a lot. Outdoors with a $2 hauler, trade Chase and Laporta for Eckler. I would rather have Eckler, to be honest with you. I think Chase and Laporta is a fantastic haul. You're both doing really well in the trade. You both could win the trade. It's not one of those trades where one of you is getting over on the other, but I think I'd just rather take Eckler. Tried to trade for Brees, 3 offers, rejected, then was offered ETN for Goff. QB Cousins, running back Pollard, K9, Gibbs, Javonte, Garrett Wilson, JJ Watson, Dell. I think I should smash. What do you think? Let's see here. Tried to trade Brees, 3 offers, rejected, then I was offered ETN for Goff. Yeah, I mean, why not? You got Cousins. What? Of course. Like, no debate here at all, Andre. You're smashing them to pieces, bro. That's a great trade. Starters are Fields, Pacheco, McLaughlin, Chase, Olave, Ridley, Kincaid, benches, T-Law, Walker, Gainwell, McKinnon, 0-4. Any moves? Man, McLaughlin's your running back too. Walker on a bye. Okay. It's good. It's a good team. Walker, Pacheco. Look, that's pretty good. Fields playing well. Chase, Olave, Ridley, really good wide receiver stable. You're probably waiting on that. There's not much you can do. Let Flowers pop off. Let Tank Dell and London pop off, and maybe you got some trade value, but you got no movability at all with that team. You just let it ride, bro. You're doing the right thing, and just don't give up anything too crazy. Just wait it out. Let some value gain on that bench. T-Law, Ridley, B-Rob for Ayuk, ETN. I would probably rather have Ayuk and ETN. They're both playing very, very well. I think, any way you spin it, there's some good value on both sides, but I'd take that side more. Start 2, Hall, Saquon, Kyron, or Waddle. You got to start Kyron, and you got to start... Look, Waddle's safer than Hall. Barkley's a risk. We still got to figure out his health and everything. We don't even fully know what's going on with him this week, but I would say give me Waddle for safety, even though he's not the safest guy lately. He's safer than Hall, but Hall's getting full workload, it seems like. They still could share the ball around a little bit, but they're unrestricting him. The training wheels have come off. He's full go. I would say Hall and Kyron, but I'm a gambling man. So there we go. Hands, appreciate you. $20 hauler from Senor Rojo coming in strong with the 20 watt on screen, my guy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
That's my guy. Threw out tons of trades, no avail. So I'm riding with my squad. Do you see any possible trades? 12-team, 1 and 3. Burrow, Love, Swift, Gibbs, Lamb, St. Brown, Hopkins, Dell, Bigsby, Hunt, Sharps. Yeah, I mean, Burrow's tough to trade. But if there's a QB needy team, you got to keep trying to apply the pressure on that and start Love, or trade Love and start Burrow. But you have 2 quarterbacks, and I venture to say in a 12-man league, someone is struggling. Someone's got Dak. Someone's got somebody that they don't love in their lineup. No pun intended on the love there. Swift and Gibbs, you're waiting on Gibbs. I do believe, do not sell low. I do believe at some point he could have the value we've all been looking for. But Swift is solid. You could sell Swift high. You could try and go get... the buy low season on Taylor and Eckler are done, so you can't really use Swift in that capacity. But I think your team's solid. I think you don't have a lot of trade value right now in some of these guys because they aren't balling out. So you, like the other individual, need to wait it out. Let St. Brown, D-Hop, Dell, Lamb, Gibbs, Swift, Love, Burrow, every single one of those players gain some value. I don't think your team's bad at all. I just think you don't have any flexibility to do any sort of trades whatsoever right now until things change a little bit for you. Lego coming in with a 20 watt. But Rojo, appreciate your $20 super chat. And I would give you advice if I felt like it would better your team. I just think you would be part of the reason you can't make a trade now is not because people aren't trading in your league necessarily. That could be part of the problem, but because all your guys have to level up a little bit. And they could. There's a good group there, but they're all kind of had a bad week last week. So you got to wait it out. Lego coming in with a 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Well, Rojo, I appreciate you again, my guy. And Lego, I can't thank you enough. Let's go, Smitty. I've got Herbert on a bye. In my other league, have Stroud as a backup. But considering picking up Zach Wilson, Denver has a tendency to make every QB look like Dan Marino. Also have Garrett Wilson. Hedge your bets. Go Garrett Wilson and make sure you start Stroud. I don't think you can sit Stroud. It's a cute idea, Lego, but we're not going to do it. We're gonna put in Garrett Wilson on your upside of the matchup play. But you got to roll with Stroud. I wouldn't get cute. You can't start Zach Wilson. You wouldn't forgive yourself if Stroud had a 3 TD 300-yard game and Zach Wilson goes out and throws 5 interceptions or something. Traded away Warren and Dillon for Hall. Got him. Yeah, buddy. Schmitty, no one's trading away these guys you keep talking about, Schmitty. I'm telling you right now. I love the comments. My comments are always littered with a bunch of complaining Calebs that play in really bad leagues where nobody even answers a trade offer. You can put a trade offer up and it sits up for a month. And then these are the people that say, you can't make any of these trades. No one's available, Schmitty. I play in a shark league. My leagues are the best, Smitty. The world revolves around me, Smitty. Nobody's making bad trades, Smitty. Whatever. Keep crying, Caleb. Keep crying, Caleb, while Zastro's out there blasting people to death in the repo department. Caleb's sitting there in TPS report, land typing away in the billing department, and Caleb marches down to repo, takes advantage of Margaret, goes up to quality assurance and blasts Bobby Boy for a trade. Zastro's out there doing trade work while you're out there crying and typing up TPS reports. Get with it. Start making offers. Offer in droves. Offer in waves. No one's getting a trade done offering 1 or 2 trades in their league. You got to offer 10, 20, and one gets accepted. All it takes is one person to dance, pal. Trade Barkley for Eckler. I would take Eckler in a millisecond. I've only talked... Look, Will, I appreciate your super chat. I mean this in no disrespect, but I've only talked about this for like 2 straight days. And after the Eckler news today, probably not going to happen. This is something that should have been happening yesterday when the video, and we're talking about it, and we're saying buy. Go get Eckler now. Go get Kupp now. Go get Taylor. Eckler will probably get even more good Kupp news today. And then you can't buy Kupp, which you probably can't buy Kupp anyway at this point. But it's like, Eckler, this guy's going to back out. You better run, Will. Run like Rudolph. Get on over there and get that trade done. Appreciate your super chat. Boone, $10 hauler for my boy Booney.
To the moon.
The Boone man. Appreciate you, Boone. Coming in strong. Hey, Smitty. Last night you said package Rashad White and one of London MT Addison to get like a Debo or Ridley, but those owners won't budge. Should I use that package to get Watson, or is that too much? I would trade Rashad White and MT for Watson, Rashad White and Addison for Watson. I'd try to hold London, but I would be tempted to do that as well. I think Watson's that nice of a play. He's risky in some sense, but it's a nice play, bro. Very nice play. Do I start Tank Dell or DJ Moore? Look, Top Gun, we love both these guys. And either one could outscore the other. I'll let the chat vote on this one, then I'll give you my answer. Chat, DJ Moore or Tank Dell. Can you drop one for Top Gun? Drop one for Top Gun. Drop one for our boy who needs our help. And I probably lean toward DJ Moore, but I hate Thursday games. They always disappoint. We somehow, some way get lured into starting a Thursday night guy when you have a very comparable, Sunday guy. But I do think DJ Moore is a very decent play. Tank Dell is just, he's hit and miss, but he's very good. So he could have 100 yards and a touchdown. We got a Dell. We got a lot of Dells in the building. Dell, DJ Moore, Dell. The Dells have it. And I kind of defer to the chat, to be honest. We got a couple Moores coming in, though. DJ is the top guy. DJ Moore. Oh, it's coming around. DJ Moore coming in strong. Bears people, really, says Rush. Well, what do you mean? Like, I mean, they have an easy schedule. Depends on Tank Dell matchup. Yeah, Tank Dell's matchup is as follows. Let me pull this up for you there, buddy boy. There you go. So this is in Washington, right? This Thursday night game. But Tank Dell at Atlanta. 10 a.m. game. Smitty, do you trade Swift for Cup? Says Melvin. Thank you, Melvin. Appreciate you. I would take Cooper Cup if you need a wide receiver. I'd take Swift if you need a running back. So it's an even trade essentially. Depending on your need, Melvin. So I'd probably say, do what you got to do in terms of your positional need because they're very, very comparable. I would lean Cup slightly just because. I don't know. I just think it's a good move. It's a good move. Trade my Burrow, Saquon to get Pierce, Mahomes. I would go get Pierce and Mahomes, to be honest, bro. The volatility here with the Burrow side is kind of scary. And I really like that Mahomes security. And I think Mahomes bounces back on a tear. But that's tough. I just don't trust Barkley is one thing. To the moon. Wrong button. To the moon. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you calling with a $10. 1-3 in my last 3 wide receiver league with Fields, Olave, Ridley, London, Dell, Swift, Gibbs, JT. You've been waiting on JT, and Kelsey hasn't been performing. That's why you're 1-3. This team's fire. I think I hold it. I don't think I change a thing. I love Olave, Ridley. I actually like Fields in this team. Would I upgrade Fields to Tua using, let's say, a Rashad White, or maybe you give them a Tank Dell? Would I do that for Tua? Yeah. Would I do it for Hurts? Yeah. So go after those 2 quarterback upgrades. But past that, I'm standing pat. This team is really solid. Swift is awesome. JT's coming in strong. Put Gibbs in the wing waiting, and you should be on your way, young man. That's a really good team. That's a comeback team right there. Don't let the slow start affect you. JT and Kelsey, that's the reason, bro. And Fields. Trade Kamara for Olave and Zach Moss. I would like Moss is a nothing. Kamara for Olave. I'd rather have Kamara slightly, but this is one of those things, JC. If you need a RB, take the Kamara side. If you need a Olave, take the Olave side. Like, it's very, very even. Both of you are pretty much getting the same value in return. So I don't think that trade's bad if you feel like you need it. Hit that thumb up button. Only 71 thumbs up and close to 350 people in here. Started out 0-3, recently acquired K9 Waddle and Aaron Jones, now 1-3. Only way now is to the moon. Let's freaking go because of you, Smitty. Go Hawks. Thomas to the moon. Thomas, you've been making some moves, bro. I have to admit, looking at the squad, K9 Waddle and Aaron Jones are all very nice acquisitions go forward. I'm feeling very good about what I'm seeing there, Thomas. Appreciate your kind words and appreciate you first and foremost. Not Kwani, AR5 and Waddle for Herbert and Devontae Smith. I'm going to take Waddle and AR5. Final answer, but I'd love to know what the chat thinks. That's a close one. Look, that's preference there. That's even Steven stuff. It's preference. Sent a trade Kelsey Pickens for Tyreek Kmet. I'd rather have Tyreek and Kmet, but it's arguable because of that positional advantage. Very even, Steven. You guys are doing a lot of even trades today. $5 got Love and Fields. Gonna go to the Sam Howell owner, who is 1-3 and offer Love or Fields and Walker for JT and Lamb. I could get behind that. Also, AJB Walker or JJ Brees. JJ Brees by a long shot, bro. If you could pull off either one of those, you're the magician of the day, the sorcerer of the day, the trade wizard, the master trader. Trade Jacobs for JT. No, Chris, Chris, don't take this the wrong way. Have thick skin here. But I've only been here doing this for 2 straight days, Chris. Talking about doing these trades. Jacobs is an avoid all year for me. And now he finally pops off one game, and we're going to get JT after this news? I don't think so. But, Chris, if you pull it off, you come back, and we'll celebrate your name and send you on a victory lap, Chris. But, of course, I've only been beating this mallet and gavel all day for about 36 straight hours. on going and getting Eckler, Taylor, Cup, Achane, as long as you can, Ridley. All these buys that I have on this screen, just hitting my mallet until I practically break it. Breece Hall, Watson, AR5, Ridley. All these buys for week number 5 on. You're doing it live. Appreciate you, Chris. Please come back for your victory lap. Unbelievable. Nice job if you pull that off. Nice job if you pull it off. Mr. Peabody, $10 hauler. Appreciate you, Peabody. Body coming in with a 10 wad. Should I trade Monty for Nico and Cousins? The only other QB is Stroud. Stroud's good enough. Monty and Nico for No, bro. No need to do that. Wide receivers, Tyreek, Addison, Hollywood, have Bijan, Pollard. No, you let it ride with Stroud. Stroud's doing you good. And if you go ahead and dilute your lineup to get a quarterback that makes you be in a quarterback controversy on the daily, bro, you're going to sit there. You know, as soon as you make that trade, you're coming back into my live stream with a super chat going, Smitty, who do I start, Cousins or Stroud? Like, why you got to put yourself in that position? Don't do that using lineup pieces, bro. That's not the way to win. You've got this. You did an astute job of getting Stroud. So use your astuteness, pal, and take it to the bank, okay? I believe in you. You are Mr. Peabody. You can do anything. Bryson, another trade is Kelsey and Christian Watson for JJ and Kmet. Yeah, I like that one too. I like both sides, though. You could definitely argue both sides. Or Kelsey Pickens for Hill Kmet. I like all these sides. Like, Kelsey's a huge positional advantage. But I'm taking the Tyreek side, I think, if I can choose, those sides. But they're all very, very good. No one's getting worked over. Olave and Pickens or Barkley and Watson. Give me Olave or Barkley and Pickens, or sorry, Barkley and Watson, but trade Barkley. I know that's confusing. I know it's frustrating, but it's the better value side. But I just don't trust Barkley. I'm trying to get JT. I'm trying to get Eckler. I'm trying to get Achane. I'm trying to get Kenneth Walker for that. Kenneth Walker is both a buy and a sell, depending on the vantage point. Eckler for Swift and Amon-Ra. I'd take Swift and Amon-Ra if you need multiple players. Like, you can't win with Eckler. You're 0-4. You're 1-3. But even with him on your team, you can't envision a victory. You're decimated. You lost 2 or 3 other guys, whatever the case may be. But if you think Eckler makes your team a top 2 or 3 team, then maybe roll with Eckler. But if you need something, this is a good move. Swift's got his risk and ups and downs and all that. But you gotta take your chances when you know you're down and out or you're unable to win. This one here, Augusto, no super chat attached. I'll try and find a message later. Augusto, by the time I get to your message, your other messages are long gone, so you got to include it in the super chat. I'll look for it though at the end. Pickens or Michael Wilson this week? I mean, until we. I guess Pickens is safer. Michael Wilson's higher risk, higher reward, Mikey. So whatever you need, you got to roll with that, I think. Michael Harvey with the super chat here. Love the show. Traded Breece for Tua and Burrow for AR5. Breece for Tua and Burrow for AR5. Current roster is Tua, AR5. Look, I love this if this is a super flex, Michael. But if this is not a super flex, what in the hell are you doing? What in the hell are you? I appreciate your $5. I'm here as your coach. Your coach doesn't say, "Oh, great job running that half a lap." You're out of breath and you didn't drink any water and you didn't stretch at all. And you look like crap on your lap, Michael. Like that. My job is to come in and tell you the truth. You're asking me that. If you are trading, you traded Love or traded Breece for Tua. You got Tua and Burrow for AR5. Like, why are you trading Breece for Tua if you got AR5? If it's a super flex, I love it. If it's a super flex, I love it. But if you did this and got rid of Breece Hall when you've got AR5 as your starter, and now you got a controversy every week where you're coming in here going, Smitty, Tua or AR5 or Tua. And every week I'm like, bro, you're going to get this wrong every single week. So let me see if Michael says if this is a super flex or not. If not, you can't make this move. You can't trade away a running back like that. But I do love both trades, like in some context, but I also love Breece. Now is not the time to trade Breece either. especially if you only need one QB. I'm still waiting for Michael's answer. Scuba, you got 30 seconds, pal. I'm still going through all these.
All right, sorry. I was just trying to swing a trade for Jonathan Taylor.
Scuba, you're in a scuba tank. We can't hear you. Go ahead.
Smitty, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to swing a trade for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, I was thinking about offering James Cook or Calvin Ridley.
I don't know what's wrong with your phone. I think you said James Cook and Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, because the owner also has Cooper Kupp. So I didn't know
Scuba, we can't hear you, so listen offline. Listen offline. We can't hear you. I don't know what you're calling from. Calling from the space shuttle or from underwater. Scuba Steve, it makes sense. But I would say Scuba, my answer is Ridley and James Cook is probably even. Is probably close. I don't know that either one of you is raking the other one over the coals or anything. But, I do think buying JT now it's almost too late. Like, that's why we've been talking about it for weeks now. But even hardcore yesterday to say, final call. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And I just don't know that you can get JT at an affordable price. Ridley and James Cook, look, it's a good value if you have the depth to do it. It is. If you have the depth to do it, it's fine. But if you don't, you're decimating your team, and I don't know how that's going to help you. Michael, I love that you got AR5. That's a great trade, but I do worry about whether you got rid of Brees when you didn't need to. That's the only thing I'm going to say, Michael. Michael, appreciate you. I don't know if Michael responded. Michael to the moon. Michael, thank you for having hopefully thick skin on that one. Your coach is going to yell, blow the whistle. High knees. 199 hauler, non-PPR. Should I trade Saquon and Waddle for Eckler? Try and get one extra piece, but you're on the right track. I do like where you're headed with this, but I do feel like you could get something else in return. Maybe something they don't like that you like. Hey, again, I got offered AR5 Pickens for Ayuk, and my QB is Dobbs. I would take AR5 and Pickens over Ayuk, especially if Dobbs is your quarterback. Not that he hasn't played well, but come on. Easy call, bro. AR5 is league-winning material, to be honest, bro. So I like it. Full PPR, sit one of St. Brown, Ayuk, Nico, Ridley. Probably sitting of these guys, I hate to say it, but probably Nico. It's either Nico or, maybe Ayuk. If you want to go bold, you could sit Ayuk. He's playing Dallas. Not that we use matchups all the time, but things are pretty even here, so matchups can apply. I don't like matchups to change anybody's opinion, but I'd probably say, bro, that maybe you sit Ayuk in crafty fashion here. Him and Debo rotate anyway. Debo's going to play at less than 100%, but it's Dallas. I just think I'd probably say Ayuk's the safest sit, maybe based on all that. If the chat disagrees, please vote. 3-1, thanks to you. Do I trade Stroud, Barkley, Ridley for Allen, AJB? I would take Allen, AJB. You have Lamar, Andrews. Well, wait a minute. What are we doing? This has got to be a super flex. It's got to be a super flex. Josh Allen and AJB using Stroud, Barkley, Ridley. I guess if you could trade Lamar, if it's a 1 QB and you got the balls to do this and see it through, and you could trade Lamar, what running back for Allen? Do I trade Stroud, Barkley, Ridley for Allen? I mean, I trade Lamar. I try and keep Allen, but I guess you trade either one of them for Eckler or JT, and then it all works out. But Craig, you're putting yourself in a coffin and putting the nails in, and then you got no escape plan. I don't know. I just don't know. I like the ideas, but you gotta land that other trade, and it's not as easy as you think. People aren't always trading for quarterbacks. It's hard. A lot of people drafted 2 quarterbacks, and it's always a mistake. Like I always draft. Let me rephrase that. I'm the biggest proponent of having 2 or 3 solid quarterback options, but anybody that drafts like 2 of the top 5 and tries to cornerstone the market and trade one of them, like I'll get Hurts and Josh Allen and cornerstone the market and take advantage of everybody. Those people never get rid of the quarterback. So you're playing with fire. Pittman or Flowers and Waddle. Jacoby and Pittman or Flowers, Waddle by a mile, Isaac, by a freaking long mile. Melvin with a strong super chat coming in hot. 14 team PPR 0.5 per touch. 0.5 per touch. My running back is Walker, Achane, Swift, Mitchell, Singletary, wide receiver Ridley, Dotson, Pickens, and Tank Dell, Kelsey, Mahomes. Look, Kelsey, Mahomes with Walker, Achane, Swift, and Ridley is solid. You might feel weak at your wide receiver too, but just put Dell in and don't think about it too much. It is what it is. Like you have a hole in your ship, right? But if you try and plug that, you're going to create 2 other holes somewhere else. I think I roll with what you got. This is a really good squad. Unless you could trade Swift, maybe, which is nice to have that upside of the 3 RBs, especially, of course, if you could start all 3. But if Swift's your flex and you could turn it into a wide receiver for balance, I mean, Devontae Smith, you've got Ridley already. Olave, CeeDee Lamb would be awesome running back for wide receiver swaps for you to give you the balance you need if it's your flex anyway. But past that, stand down. Start Fields and Washington D tonight. That is interesting hedge. And, a defense could always do well, even if, there's fumbles and things like that. But I would say, I probably wouldn't go. I'd probably start Fields and not the Washington D and maybe go a different direction. But I don't know that that's the best way to hedge. Although, could work. Could work beautifully. Trade Demont straight up for Demo and blank for. What in the hell is this, Harvest? What do I look like, a mind reader? Trade Demont straight up for Demo and blank for. What in the hell are we looking at? Harvest, you got to redo that. I have no idea what in the hell you're talking about, bro. Write it out. Use the characters. They're there for a reason. This isn't Twitter. I traded Barkley, Mike Thomas for Waddle and Hall. I like Waddle and Hall. That's an absolute smash. Thank you very much, my guy. Andre, start Love or Fields. We talked about this earlier. Fields is your high-risk, high-reward play. If you need that, Love is your safety, mechanism. So, there's no answer here. It's like if you want 24 points, you go Love. If you want 50 or 11, you go Fields. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was about. I was trying to read Harvest. Harvest, send me another chat. I'll try and look for your message too without you having a super chat. But $10 hauler from my boy Anthony dropping fire on the 10 spot there. Anthony to the moon. Smitty 2-2, 8-man league, 2 QB league. Starters are Mahomes, AR5, ETN, Pollard, Olave. It's a good squad. K9 Pickens, nice job. Stroud, I trade Kelsey for wide receiver 1 or keep my team. Pollard, ETN, AR5, Mahomes. I mean, this is a 2 QB league. You're crushing it. Like, Mahomes and AR5, don't touch those quarterbacks. You're in such a prime position, bro. You're smashing it with that out the gate. The only thing I'd be tempted to do is trade like Pollard for Eckler. Eckler's on a bye, so maybe that team wants to do it. You're 2-2. You can afford it if it backfires this week. And who the hell cares? Harvest says, bro, I'm saying trade Demont for who straight up? Or Demont plus another guy for what? Well, I mean, Harvest, you say that like it was clear as day. I think everyone in here is like, what in the hell is he talking about? So don't put 3 question marks or 4 question marks as if I was supposed to read that. But Harvest, appreciate your super chat. I'd say DeMonte for Devontae Smith, for Ridley, for St. Brown, for Cooper Kupp, for Olave, for Lamb. All those guys look fantastic. Waddle and something. A Breece Hall and a Christian Watson. All those things are fantastic moves. Achane straight up if you can steal them away. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Harvest. Don't take offense to that. Thick skin, pal. Yeah, there he goes. Okay. Smiling emoji. I like it. This is a good team. Your team's fire. I don't think I move a thing, bro. Unless I'm... this team's great. This team's fantastic. But you do have T-Law and Stroud. So, given it's a 2 QB league, trade one of those bad boys with, let's say, Paul... I don't know. Can you upgrade ETN into like a... Eckler. Yeah, go get Eckler. Eckler using the quarterbacks... Try and upgrade into Eckler somehow using Pollard or ETN, preferably ETN, and the quarterback. I think that's your only move, Anthony. You use those quarterbacks to your advantage. You have such a huge advantage over everybody else having those two bench quarterbacks, Stroud and T-Law. People would be drooling over that in a 2QB league. I now have Fields, CJ, K9, Charbonnet, Aaron Jones, Kyron, Bigsby, AR, SB, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Waddle, Watson. Very good team, very crafty team. Comeback season. Let's go. Comeback season, Thomas. I like what you're building there, pal. It's a really good squad. Bunch of revenge tour people go forward. Need running back. Trade JJ for Achane and Puka. Not enough. Not enough. I love Achane more than anybody, but you're not trading JJ for Puka and Achane. You're just not, because Puka could lose some value as of this moment. I'm not saying how much. I'm not saying it goes down to nothing, but let's not go there. Keenan Allen for Brees and JT. I've already answered this one, I think, Lucas, from somebody else. And you take JT and Brees and you run. I don't care how good Keenan Allen's playing. Brees Hall by himself could contend if all things go right. The news this week has been great for Brees. If all goes right, Brees Hall can contend with Keenan Allen by himself. JT can contend or even beat out Keenan Allen in fantasy points by himself. The masterful trade is the one where somebody gets two players for their one, and the two players they're getting can each contend with the other player. It's that simple, and you smash it. That's trade 101. 10-man, $10 hauler. My boy Brian, 10-man, full PPR. Tua, Stroud, Bijan, Pollard, Brees. Great running backs and quarterback stable, bro. Ridley, Evans, Amari Cooper, Lockett. This is a really good team. Andrews, wow. 1-3. How are you 1-3? Hold for the most part. Am I trying to trade a Evans or Lockett and Cooper, or Evans and Lockett for a upgraded Diggs or St. Brown? Like, sure. You know, I'm looking to use Evans, mainly Evans and Lockett for that, like St. Brown for that potential. Even Ridley I toy around with. Olave, Cup would be good. Devontae Smith. That's it, Brian. Brian, your team's solid. You wait on that. Don't let your record of 1-3 detour you away from going the same direction. Good job. Thank you for the super chat. Where can I upgrade? 3-1. Love St. Brown, Watson, Etienne, Achane, Eckler, Hawkinson, Ayuk, Pacheco. I mean, wide receiver is potentially a wide receiver 2. If Watson's your wide receiver 3, that's a home run wide receiver 3. I also am not that turned off by the idea of trading Etienne into another player. Like Achane and Eckler and Pacheco are solid enough RBs. You could essentially take Etienne and go get Devontae Smith, go get CeeDee Lamb, go get Ridley, go get players like that. And Ayuk's good too. I just saw Ayuk down there. You got St. Brown already. You know what I'm saying. Devontae Smith. But still, you got a good team. Man. Maybe you keep Etienne. Maybe you turn Etienne. How about Etienne and Ayuk into Eckler? Oh, you got Eckler. Son of a B, bro. Your team's solid. Trade Etienne and Ayuk into... You got a lot of depth, bro. Maybe JT. Maybe JT. You could try and poke around it for CMC using Etienne, Ayuk, and Fields if that guy needed a quarterback. But Eric, past that, you're so set, bro. Eckler, can't believe you have Eckler just sitting there ready to rumble, bro. That team is phenomenal. Fields, Mixon, I get Mixon, 2 QB. I own CJ, Purdy, and Dak. Fields and I don't like Mixon. I go get a different running back. That's the wrong running back. I'm not a big Mixon fan. Thank you, Augusto, for dropping the double super chat. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Augusto, thank you for redoing your super chat. I just don't like Mixon, bro. If you like Mixon and trust Mixon, trust your gut and go after him. But I'd rather go get Achane. I'd rather go. I'm not saying it's that easy, but I'd rather go get a handful of players that I feel like could be better than that. But Mixon's not horrible if that's the best you can find and you need an RB. That's not the end of the world. That's not a horrible trade, but I would try and get somebody different. And if you get Mixon, try and flip Mixon maybe by adding somebody else. $5 hauler. Any trade offers for Brees plus Cup? My team is JJ, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith, Kamara, Pacheco, Javonte, Hurts, Love. If that guy needs a quarterback, you maybe throw him Love. I don't trade Hurts. I keep Hurts. Hurts is fantastic. Aloha to you as well. Thank you for your super chat again, my boy Juice. But I would say, like, you know, Pacheco for Brees is tempting if you want to roll that dice, but Pacheco's safer right now. But it sounds like Brees will get unlocked, but there's risk involved. I don't know that I see a move for you other than like Pacheco for Cup or Pacheco for, you know, but Pacheco's your running back too. So you got to be careful trading away Pacheco if you're not getting Brees or something. So I would say, unless it's Love, they need a quarterback, or Hawkinson, and you go a little rogue at tight end, pick up somebody that you like. There's some guys on the waivers that might suffice. And if you could trade Hawkinson for Cup, you know, Hawkinson and maybe a Javonte for Cup. I don't know that I'm trading anybody else really for Cup. I like Devontae Smith, JJ, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Kamara and Pacheco. Your team's straight fire. Hurts, I like it. It's all about trading Love or maybe Hawkinson, or not at all and just standing down and letting that team ride, bro. It's a good squad. $2 hauler, full PPR, Nico plus Achane for JT. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't trade Achane very easily. So I'm not going to Smitty approve this trade. I will say that it could work out on both sides very well. But I just feel like unless you're getting a bigger player, and I'm talking like Devontae Smith or something, Achane to me is a top 5 running back. So I'm going to say no on that unless you have a lot of shares of Achane, then hedge your bets a little bit and then maybe get JT. Achane, Amon-Ra, and Dell for Swift and JJ. I would take Swift and JJ. That's the kind of trade that makes me trade Achane. But that's really it. I mean, it's close though. Like maybe people don't think so, but it is close. There's definitely upside. But taking JJ in that situation seems smart. I got Gibbs, Swift, AJ Brown, Olave, Amon-Ra, and Christian Watson. Would you try and trade Amon-Ra for Eckler? I probably would. I think that's a good move. Amon-Ra for Eckler might make some sense. And quite honestly, if push comes to shove, moving forward, they'd probably go right around the same territory, and a lot of people would take Eckler ahead of him with the injury kind of out of the way and the bye week soon to be out of the way. 3-1, full PPR, Hurts, Swift, Kamara, Walker, Charbonnet, Ridley, Diggs. Thoughts? I like the team. Hurts and Swift and Kamara and Walker are fantastic. Ridley and Diggs are fantastic. No trades, in my opinion. I hold Woods. I like all those players, so you're either trading away someone I like to get someone else I like, and why not just hold? It's not like you're holding a Barkley or somebody I want you to get rid of, or Jacobs. That's a really, really good squad. 1-3 on a 12-team PPR. Love, Pierce, Javonte, K9, Sharps, Warren, Roshan, JJ, Olave, Ridley. Fire 3 wide receivers, bro. Solid quarterback. Great running back 1. Good to great running back 1 in K9, but then weak at running back 2. But what do? You know, you can't sell Olave, you can't sell Ridley, you're not going to get enough. Komet's pretty good. Ferguson, maybe with, I don't know, a Pierce, and you upgrade Pierce slightly to you're probably not going to get an Achane, but people are freaking out about Achane. You try. Other running backs to potentially get Swift. People are down on Swift right now. People are kind of down on Aaron Jones. People are kind of down on ETN. So if you could get like Breece Hall using Pierce and Ferguson, or Pierce and Komet, I'd go after Breece Hall, ETN, and probably Aaron Jones and Swift. Other than that, Dre, there's not a lot to really try at this point, but those are pretty decent attempts to go trying to deploy. $20 hauler from Isaac coming in strong, my boy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Isaac, appreciate you. Opinion on Keaton Mitchell. I like him. I think he should be grabbed. Just stash him on my IR. Also, which side of this trade do you like more? Love, Samaji, P. Ryan, Jacoby, or Stroud, Gibbs, and Godwin? I like the Stroud, Gibbs, and Godwin side by quite a bit. Like a lot, Isaac. And Mitchell's great. They activated him, I believe, off IR, right? Or off the PUP. So they did that for a reason. I think they're going to use him. So I do like the idea of getting him now. Everybody should go get Mitchell right now before it's too late. He's on the waiver wire video, so everybody knows that. Let me show that. here so everybody can see. Mitchell is on here. Mitchell is definitely one of the best running back pickups of the week. Again, he'll be available. They're going to probably tend to try and or lean toward using him. So now's the time to grab him versus after week 5. Trades got Hurts, Achane, Hall, B-Rob. That's Brian Robinson. Chase, A.J. Brown, Ridley. Your receivers are off the hook. Kelsey, unbelievable team. Hurts, quarterback, can't get better, in my opinion, other than like Mahomes or Josh Allen. And honestly, Hurts is fine. Hall, Achane, very good. Maybe you trade B-Rob, Brian Robinson, and I don't know. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, maybe go get an upside guy. Maybe trade B-Rob for Gibbs, or try and get Devontae Smith. Try and get Waddle. Waddle would be fantastic for you. I'd take Waddle over B-Rob. I know you might want the RB, but if you can't start all 3 wide receivers, though, or all 4 wide receivers, if you can only start 3, then maybe you try and go after using B-Rob. I don't think you're going to get anybody other than like Hall. I'm sorry, not Hall. Gibbs, if you wanted to go for upside. But Brian Robinson's decent, but I'd rather have Gibbs in that situation since you're not using B-Rob anyway. Fields or AR5? I'm going AR5. The answer is always AR5 going forward. PPR, Kmet, or Thomas, I'm going to go Kmet. Probably Kmet even over Higbee. But Higbee's decent, but Kmet had a great game. Let's go with Kmet. Let's let it ride. Pepperoni Tony, appreciate you with the $5 hauler. 10-team PPR. Any moves? Lamar, Bijan, JT, Brees, Gibbs, Algier, Lamb, Christian Watson. Solid team, my broski. There is a lot of running back needy teams. Then I would potentially be looking to maybe upgrade Nico and Gibbs into a St. Brown, Olave, Cooper Kupp. Kupp would be very interesting. Devontae Smith would be very interesting. Maybe some people think that's an overpay. Maybe you go Gibbs and Wilson first, see if you can do that. But Nico and Gibbs, you say there's a running back needy team. I don't know that I trade JT, Brees, or Bijan, though. So it'd have to be something along those lines. But those are good ideas, I think, for that team. Why not? Fields, Ayuk, Etienne, or T-Law, Ridley, Barkley. Probably like the Fields, Ayuk, Etienne side. By a hair. It's definitely debatable. I wavered for a minute for a reason. $5 hauler from Charles. My boy Smitty, I know it's still early, but your honest opinion, how do you feel about JT's interview? I mean, that's what the whole show's about. So, I mean, we've been here for an hour saying that buy low season's goodbye. He's phenomenal. He's gonna do great things, and I think he does come back this week. If he doesn't, it'll probably be next week. It sounds like his attitude has changed. He's not blaming the team. He's not going at the team. Therefore, I don't think they're going to hold anything against him, because why would they? They look very bad if they wouldn't want to play him at this point. So feeling really, really good. And could he still get traded? Maybe. And maybe his attitude change maybe helps them maybe trade him. But I think he's sitting there saying, I'm just going to play out my contract and I'm going to go ball out. And so this team looks good. I love AR5. Maybe AR5 called him up and said, JT, we need you. Let's do this together. You and me. Let's make them pay you, or you go somewhere else because you do so good. You know what I'm saying? So I absolutely am thrilled about JT. Mixon for Kamara. I'd rather have Kamara in a heartbeat, a millisecond, not even close. 1 and 3 is giving up Bijan for Olave and Pacheco too much. I think so. I think I'd try and get more. But, you know, it's not crazy. Can you read my first question about the trade? Says Melvin. Yeah, let's see here. Your first question, not this one, the first question. Okay, first question is this one right here, Melvin. Your first question is this one. Smitty, do I trade Swift for Cooper Kupp? I think I read this, Melvin. I would take Cooper Kupp if you need a wide receiver. Yeah, I read this one. You must have went to the potty. Okay? But I'll do it again because you're my boy, Melvin. You're my boy, Blue. Melvin to the moon.
To the moon.
If you need a wide receiver, I take Kupp. If you need a running back, I take Swift. I slightly lean toward Cooper Kupp if I had to draft one in a vacuum without any sort of team in front of me and just say this is the guy I'm picking first. I'd probably take Kupp. But Swift is very, very tempting. And if you need an RB, that's the player to go get, Swift. And if you need a wide receiver, then I would definitely roll with Kupp without any hesitation. So those are really, really good options. They're pretty darn even, and I think they probably get drafted pretty close too. And depending on positional need, I think you could lean that way. They're that close. Thank you, my boy Melvin. You're the man, bro. Michael Zastro back for more. Starters: Herbert, Bijan, Hall, Chase, AJ Brown, Olave. Fire team, my guy. Bench: Burrow, Roshan, Bigsby. Hold, probably hold. There's nothing really to move here. I like all the pieces and players in play here. Love Hall kind of rising up. Unless you can trade Burrow and, let's say, I've seen a lot of 2 quarterbacks for 1 where people are freaking out about their quarterbacks, and I've seen people trade like Burrow and Herbs for like Mahomes. I've seen it happen. So, try it. Burrow and Herbs for Hurts. I'd rather have Hurts. I know a lot of people like Herbs, but I'd rather have Hurts. I'd rather have Josh Allen. I'd rather have Mahomes. So I just throw that out there because people are weird about that. And if you can't do that, go to the QB needy teams and offer Burrow. Don't trade Herbert. Offer Burrow and something to upgrade. And I don't know that you can necessarily upgrade the lineup, but maybe Burrow and Ingram to the Kelsey owner that doesn't have, a quarterback or something. And if not, you could go Burrow and Ingram to the Andrews owner if the Andrews owner didn't have a good quarterback. Past that, maybe Burrow for like a Gibbs or something. Just to, you don't have to even trade Burrow. You could just hold him. It's smart to have a backup quarterback, but I'm just saying that team's really good, and I don't want you trading any of the players. So the starting lineup, guys. 10 team. Thank you, Zastro. Good team, by the way. 0.5 PPR, 0-4. AR5 is your starter. Bijan, Kamara, Breece Hall, fantastic. Pacheco. You got a running back to potentially trade in either Breece or Pacheco. I'd probably trade Pacheco. Pacheco, so St. Brown, Watson, Olave, fire wide receivers. I don't know how you're 0-4. You must have had the most points scored against you every single week, but your team is straight fire. You're fighting for your life out here. You're not fine. You're fine. 0-4 is like 2 spots out of the playoffs at this point. I bet you the last playoff seeds, 2 or 3 wins. You're fine. Do I trade Fields to the QB needy team? Absolutely. Do I try and trade Fields and maybe, let's say, Pacheco to the QB needy team to get some sort of Achane or JT or Devontae Smith or Ridley or CeeDee Lamb? Absolutely. All those things apply. And if nobody needs a quarterback, you're still going to go try and trade Pacheco and Dell, Pacheco and Mike Wilson, Pacheco and Herbert, whatever, for one maybe Waddle at the very least. I think could help your team and give you that extra wide receiver. I like the squad a lot, Charles. Don't lose faith. Your team is very good. Don't start messing that team up because of the record. Don't let the record influence you. Cooper Kupp, Derrick Henry, Andrews for JJ, ETN, Hall. Give me JJ, ETN, and Hall. Just a bunch of safer guys by far. Sean O with a $5, 12-team, 1 QB. Love, Burrow, Bijan, Pacheco, Olave, Ridley, Hawkinson, Pickens, Dotson, Madison, 1 and 3. Don't think I can win with this team. Burrow, Bijan, Pacheco. It's good. It's good. It's just not, you need some things to happen. Burrow's been just killing you. And Sean, you couldn't have seen that coming. And if you could find a QB needy team to get Burrow out of there, to upgrade Pacheco, or to just get an extra Waddle type player, or even Swift or ETN type player, then I think you're back in the mix. And then you bank on Love. Or you trade Pacheco and one of your quarterbacks and you go get Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Addison, and one of your quarterbacks for Tua, and then still do one of the other moves, Sean. But I agree with you, that team needs something, but you're not that far off. You just need to do one big move like that. Thank you. Thomas, yo, Smitty, look at my team. Try to acquire JT. Try and include your questions into the message if you can't, like the team into the... Because then I got to go back in it. Hold on. And then it makes it a little bit more difficult to find it. Hold on 1 second. Acquire JT. One of the QBs, if the guy needs a QB, if he doesn't, and something else. You could go Aaron Jones for JT, but that's pretty even. Kyren is probably better, but I mean, if you feel like the Kyren thing's gonna crash a little bit, you could do that straight up. As far as like the wide receivers, I don't know that I touched the wide receivers because I don't think that's good business there. I think, JT for K9, if you could get something else, that's an idea. You get another piece somewhere. But I don't know that you need to get JT. I think trying to buy JT now off of the buzz, the time was yesterday. The time was the day before. The time was weeks before. I think your team's built properly, and this team doesn't necessarily need JT as much as you want to make it happen to be a part of it all. I think you're trying to just get in on some of it, but it's almost too late unless you can do one of the, if you like Aaron Jones more, then keep Aaron Jones. If you like JT more than Aaron Jones, do it. Aaron Jones is injury prone and older, so it's not crazy. Although JT's been struggling to stay healthy, so there's that too. But what would be a good trade for Kelsey? You'd have to get something like St. Brown or Ridley with maybe another piece. Maybe an Achane and Waddle. Achane and Debo. Achane and something small, I think would be good. Swift and something, like a Waddle and Swift would be good for Kelsey. You got to get something big or you hold. You have a very big positional advantage, and I don't think you should use his play to define him. And to be honest with you, I don't think you sell him for a good price because he hasn't been Kelsey of old yet, and I think he will be. It's been Mahomes. Mahomes hasn't really balled out yet. I think it happens. JT and Lockett for Gibbs and Dell. I'd rather have JT and Lockett by a long stretch, bro. By a lot. Smitty, sit one this week. PPR, sit Gibbs. No, sit Pierce. Put Gibbs in. PPR, put Gibbs in, I guess. That one's tough. Pierce or Gibbs is a toss-up. Use your gut on that one because I'm really indifferent, but I lean Gibbs. 12-team PPR, QB, Allen, K9, Hall, Warren, Ford, Spears, Hill, Chase, fantastic wide receivers. Laporta's great, 4-0. You're 4-0 for a reason. Unless I'm trading K9 for Eckler, and maybe JT and something, because I think JT and something is commanded for a Walker swap because Walker's been balling, but if you wanted to take JT straight up, you could. Past that, this team's ready to go. Like, messing with it would be bad advice, to be honest with you, bro. The team is fantastic, unless you get Eckler. Listed the team earlier, couldn't list it all here. Philly, appreciate you. Listed the team earlier. Okay, I don't know if you're asking me something else, Philly. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, thank you for the super chat, Philly. Philly says, running back CMC, Eckler, Achane, Kyren, Connor, Waddle, Nakua, Higgins, C-Watt, Tank Dell, Cooper on IR. Gonna move Dell, but who becomes the flex? Listen to you all the time. Thanks. Thank you, Philly. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Running back, Eckler, H. So your CMC, Eckler, Achane, and Kyren. Holy crap. Gonna move Dell, but who becomes the flex? I don't know what your lineup requirement is, but I would say I'll rank them for you. CMC, Eckler, and honestly, Kyren. How do you sit Kyren or Achane? And Connor, like, you got to make a trade. First of all, your wide receivers are way weaker than your running backs. Your running backs are out of this world crazy. So I probably keep Achane, Eckler, and CMC, and then I trade Kyren and Connor. And would I trade, like, Kyren for a Devontae Smith? Yes, I would. For St. Brown, Ridley, Olave, Cup. Probably Cup or CD or St. Brown or... I would try and maybe get more if you can, if you're doing like a Devontae Smith, because Kyren deserves a little bit more than that. But you got to get a wide receiver. And the same thing with Connor. If you want to keep Kyren, if you can start 4 running backs, keep Kyren and trade James Conner for Waddle or Devontae Smith or Ridley. James Conner can get you Ridley, especially if you throw in a Tank Dell and James Conner. No doubt about it. Higgins, throw Higgins in. Higgins and James Conner for Waddle or Ridley, who's doubted by so many people, or Cup. Easy move for that team to just get one more piece and just blast everybody into a million pieces. We got a super chat here from Bryson. Bryson, appreciate you for the $10 hauler. 10-team PPR. What do you think of the team? QB, T-Law, Stroud, Running back Eckler, D. Swift Hall, Lave, Ridley, Watson, fantastic. Kelsey, very good wide receivers and tight end. And your running back stable is unbelievable. The only thing I would look to do at all is use maybe I don't know, like you probably start Stroud to be safe, but like Stroud, he's very tradable. And maybe, I don't even know if I want you trading Watson. I would like to see you get into. I don't think you can do much though. Debating on trading Kelsey, just not sure for what. Yeah, I mean, depends who you could pick up, but I'd say like Kelsey to get that Mahomes, Hurts, or Josh Allen, preferably Josh Allen or Mahomes, but that would be the move to make with Kelsey. But you have to get something else with it, because if you think about it, in a draft, Kelsey goes in the first round. I still think he would, and the quarterbacks probably go in round 2. With my team, Kelsey for Hill, yeah, I'd take Hill in a heartbeat. Yeah, I mean, but I don't think they're gonna do that. But you could try. You could certainly try. Diggs and maybe even like a Gibbs or a Hall or a Christian Watson type player could work as well. But Diggs is a step down. Kelsey might even be equal value, or higher value. It just kind of depends on your perspective. Thank you for your super chat. $10 hauler from Alex coming in with a wad. Alex says starters are Lamar, Achane, Cook, Jamar, AJ Brown, great wide receivers, Hall, Collins, benches, Love, AR5. Woo! You got to trade AR5 or Lamar, my man. You're just sitting on a pot of gold you can't use. That's the move. It's an 8-man league, though. It might be really tough because everybody's got a quarterback in an 8-man league. Damn it. I don't think you can move one. I'd probably say try your hardest to move one. You probably can't. Aaron Jones. Problem is people in these leagues don't trade. You got to beef up on something, bro. You just take James Cook. And first of all, get Aaron Jones in your lineup over James Cook, in my opinion. And you got Achane, Aaron Jones, Lamar, Jamar, AJB. Maybe try and upgrade Kincaid using James Cook, using Waddle, using Gibbs, using Flowers, using Mike Evans. I mean, anything that could get you into an Andrews using Kincaid or whatever and that player. Past that, I mean, there's not. You try and upgrade maybe Breece Hall into Eckler using Evans or Aaron Jones, or Cook, James Cook and Jamar Chase and Evans, Jamar Chase and Aaron, and maybe James Cook. Jamar Chase and James Cook for like try for JJ or Diggs maybe. I don't know. I feel like Diggs is safer than Jamar Chase. Maybe James Cook could make that happen. Go up into Diggs instead of Jamar. I like Jamar. I'm not getting rid of Jamar on the cheap, but
to the moon.
You got an 8-man league. It's gonna be hard to make moves in that league, but I'd try for the quarterback move if you can. I mean, look, Lamar and AR5 are better than someone else's quarterback. They might have a quarterback, but you could find somebody that might want one. Got offered one Smitty, 12-team, 2 QB, Fields, T. Law, Kenneth Walker, Sharps, Gibbs, Achane, Breece, Ridley, Higgins, Pickens. I'm 1-3, trying to do 2 for 1. I guess, Sean, I'd probably say I'm trying to upgrade T. Law into Tua. I'm trying to upgrade Fields into Tua. I'm trying to upgrade Fields into Hurts. I'm trying to upgrade T. Law into Hurts. I use Higgins as a throw-in to get that to happen. Dell, London, Pickens. Past that, you kind of handcuffed to roll with Achane and Walker. Hold and wait on Gibbs. And Breece is going to fire off. Ridley, I don't know, man. Higgins and London, Higgins and Pickens, Higgins and Dell for just reach for a Waddle and just go a little bit higher. Devontae Smith, a Cooper Kupp, a Olave, or you already have Ridley. Olave. I mean, Higgins and Dell might get you a Waddle or Watson, a Waddle, and that Waddle could be a good little gamble for a team like yours. And he's pretty attractive piece. 12-team PPR 2-2. Burrow, Dak, AK, JT, Gibbs, Bigsby, Hill, Lamb, Addison, Dell, Rice, Freiermuth, Waller, waiver drop, Hunt, trade suggestions. Burrow's really tough to trust right now, but what do you do here? You got to start him. So AK, JT, Gibbs, fantastic. Hill, Lamb, very, very good. Not a whole lot you can maneuver here, bro. I don't really want you trading Lamb, Hill, AK, or JT. So unless you can upgrade Burrow to Tua using Addison, Dell, then you're kind of in a standstill for right now until maybe Lamb gains a little more value, Gibbs gets on his horse, and Burrow gets back to healthy. There's not a lot to do VSAN on this team. I like your core team, though. You know, Burrow, just trying to Burrow to Tua. You know, that maybe that move can work. It's a small move, but maybe it'll work. We got Robert coming in with a 20 watt on screen. Robert, you're my man, Blue.
Alert. Super chat alert.
You're my boy, Blue. Robert, I have Watson with Love and Tank Dell with Stroud. Who should I start this week? I'd probably go Watson and Love or Stroud and Watson. I don't know that I'm just... The stack doesn't really... I know it's fun, but I'm probably... You could hedge and go Stroud and Watson, but I'd probably go Love and Watson myself. But chat, can we get a vote on this? Are we going Love and... Out of Love and Stroud, who you're starting, and out of Tank Dell and Watson, who you're starting? Can we please help Robert out with his $20 hauler? Robert to the moon. Would you rather trade Debo or Puka for Swift? I'd probably rather trade Debo for Swift right now, given he's banged up. But I do like both those guys pretty similar, especially with Kupp coming back. Trade Chase, Kamara, Love for A.J. Brown and Eckler. I would rather have... I don't know. A.J. Brown and Eckler. A.J. Brown. I'd probably rather have A.J. Brown and Eckler. Unless you need to use Love. Saeed, appreciate you. Would you do Kincaid for Brian Robinson in a dynasty? No. I don't care about Brian Robinson in a dynasty that much. I like Kincaid a lot still. I think people are overjudging him. $4.99 holler. Thank you, Gonzo. Appreciate you. 14 team 4-0. Allen, Kupp, Evans, Bijan, Sanders, Waddle. Traded Kittle for Musgrave. And Pacheco, I don't mind that at all. Thoughts on the team? I'm a KT believer. Who's KT? Who's KT? Why am I blanking out on... Who's KT? Someone remind me who KT is. KT. I know when I know it, but it's like there's so many abbreviations. I have no idea who... You guys got to spell this stuff out. Who the hell's KT? As soon as I see it, I want to be like, oh. Who are we talking about? JT? How are you saying KT? Kadarius Toney? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know. Gonzo says Tony, ha. Kadarius Toney. Okay. Well, you put him in the tight end column, so it's like it's a little confusing. Joni Smith and Kadarius Toney. Okay. Thank you, Gonzo. Appreciate you. I'm not a big Kadarius Toney believer in this moment in time, but he's such a talent. This is a good team. Josh Allen, Kupp, Evans, Bijan. I trade Sanders if I can. I don't believe in Sanders. I'm not a Sanders believer. Traded Kittle for Musgrave and Pacheco. That's great. Pacheco's fantastic. I'd trade Sanders away. Sanders and maybe... Sanders and Evans for one bigger player, bro. We're talking like JT, Walker, Aaron Jones, Eckler, Swift. Swift might not be enough for Evans and Sanders. Well, maybe. Ridley, St. Brown, Olave, Lamb, etc., etc. Gonzo, that would be a smooth move, my man. Daniel, appreciate you. Got Ridley and H-Hand. Thank you for the super chat, Gonzo. Got Ridley and H-Hand for Lamb and White. Ridley and H-Hand. Jeez.
Got him.
Ridley H-Hand side smacks, bro. Also got offered Barkley and Andrews and Ramondre for Andrews and Ramondre. I'd rather have Andrews and Ramondre, and then I try and flip Ramondre, or just hold out hope that he's going to somehow bounce back. But Barkley, I'm so concerned about. Andrews is a good haul. Andrews and Ramondre is a very good haul, even though I hate the way Ramondre is going downhill. I just don't trust Barkley right now. I have Laporta and Ferguson. Should I take it? Chat, what do you think? Are we going with Laporta? I'm sorry, are we going with Ramondre and Andrews or Barkley? He's got Fergie and Laporta. You got to make another trade if you do this, and you got all those tight ends, but it shouldn't be a problem. Tight ends are a pretty easy position to trade, but I just think Andrews is, I don't know, maybe because you don't need him because of Laporta. I guess you hold Barkley. Try and trade Barkley for a different player. Try and get JT. Try and get Kenneth Walker. Try and get something like that. JT's possible. I'll probably lean toward the Barkley side, I guess, with that. HN and Lamb, smash that trade. I don't know, Owens. I like HN and Lamb, whatever side that is. I like it. 1 and 3 need a trade idea. PPR 10-team roster. Love HN Mixon. I'm trading Mixon. Eckler and HN are fine. Pacheco, Eckler, Mixon. You can get rid of Eckler, Pacheco, HN. You can get rid of Mixon. Mixon and Love for Hurts. Mixon and Love for Mahomes. Mixon and Love for Josh Allen. Olave, Ridley, Kittle. Love it. Go get the upgrade at quarterback. Throw Mixon in. You can afford to do it, and that's where I think the team separates from the other teams. You get that quarterback in there, honestly. Yo Smitty, thanks for the help. 12-team PPR. Or go after Devontae Smith or Lamb or someone like that using Mixon. Yo Smitty, I'm 0 and 4. I have Stroud, Burrow, Love, Watson, Wilson, Bijan, ETN, Komet, Dell, JSN, Roshan, Jaleel. Got offered Olave and Brees for Bijan. Is it worth it? I would probably, in your situation, I hate trading Bijan, bro. I hate it, but Olave and Brees is quite a bit, and it's a gamble you might need to take. Your wide receivers are, no offense to this, but they're not cutting it. You kind of need to make this move. I hate to say it, like, you could wait on Bijan to get better, but you're 0 and 4. You got to make that move. You got to make the move and just pray that Brees goes off, bro. But I mean, if the chat disagrees, speak up. But I think he's got to make that move. Thank you for the super chat. And hopefully Brees goes nuts. He's going to get unleashed this week. They said no restrictions. Go forward. What's the most you would spend for Hall, JT, Cup, and Jacobs? I don't know what that even means, Daniel. What's the most I would spend for Hall, JT, Cup, Jacobs? That's a loaded question, pal. I don't even know how to answer that. What do you mean? What's the most you would spend? I've nothing to even work with. It's like you handed me a ball of clay and told me to build you a house. I don't know. Just a little itty bitty ball of clay. Build me a house, Smitty. I like. Let me put it this way. I think Kupp is a top 10 wide receiver with the potential to top 5. It just depends if he can stay healthy. I think Jacobs is a get rid of. And I think you can get like a Swift or an ETN or a Devontae Smith or whatever, and I'd be plenty happy. Lamb, Ridley, Olave. Hall is a 4th or 5th round equivalent player of drafting today. They could pop back off into the 3rd, 2nd round type material. He certainly could be a top 10 running back, and JT's top 5 to 10. I don't know how else to answer that question, Daniel. Hopefully I built you some sort of house out of that. Appreciate you, Daniel. If you got a follow-up, let me know. I don't know what to do with that. Shoddy, trade my Debo and Gibbs for Swift and Ridley. Swift and Ridley, smash. Vampy with a $5 hauler. Trade my Pollard and Kyron, Pacheco, Gabe Davis. My Pollard for Kyron, Pacheco, Gabe Davis. I'd probably rather have Pollard, but it's very close because Kyron is making you question all of that all the time, right? Like, who is he? What is he going to be? How do we not call him top 5 at this point? But it's like, how do you believe in him as top 5? It's so hard. Both angles are hard to look from that vantage point. I mean, could Kyron be better than Pollard? Go forward, he could. And if you believe that, trust in him and go after the Kyron side. I lean Pollard. Shake my head. Would you trade Jacobs for them? Would I trade Jacobs for them? Daniel, you got to start speaking in full sentences, bro. And you got to include it in the same super chat. Hold on. What is Daniel saying? Okay, so what you're trying to say is for Hall, JT, Cup, Jacobs, question mark. Like, Daniel, come on. Would I trade Jacobs for Hall? Yeah. Would I trade Jacobs for JT? Of course I would. And would I trade Jacobs for Cup? Absolutely. Like, Jacobs and Cup are up here. Jacobs is down here. And Hall's down here to be fair, but I think Hall's going to surpass him. So I would trade Jacobs for every single one of those. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. Please don't take that the wrong way. Thick skin around these parts, pal. Appreciate you, Daniel. Daniel to the moon. Let's send Daniel to the moon. Daniel, start typing things out, though. It would help. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, you rock. Steve, $4.99. I'm 1-4. I have Allen, Stroud, Chase, St. Brown, Lockett, Collins, Tank, Walker. Should I trade Allen for Kelsey, Etienne, or Stroud for Stevenson? I'd probably trade Allen for Kelsey and Etienne. That's a haul, bro. And then you start Stroud. It's tough to say that. I mean, let me look at your team again. Walker. Look, you got a good team. Chase, St. Brown, Walker, but you are kind of like, I imagine you're 1-4. Even with Josh Allen going nuts, you're 1-4 because you just don't have enough of depth to close it out. I think this gives that to you, and then you roll with Stroud. Would I try and upgrade Stroud into Hurts somehow in another trade like Lockett and Stroud and Tank Dell, or Lockett, Pierce, and Stroud for like Jalen Hurts? Then all of a sudden you smash everyone, whereas right now you're competing. Should I trade my Fields and Pickens for Kupp and Raheem Mostert? If you like winning, Top Gun, I'd go get Cooper Kupp for that. There's risk involved, but it's definitely worth the risk. Steve says 1-3, says Steve. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you. Thank you, Steve. Reckless, appreciate you. $4.99 hauler. 2-2, 10-team league. QB Fields, running backs Jones, Etienne, Hall, Charbonnet, Keaton, Mitchell, Amon-Ra, Ridley, Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Andrews, phenomenal wide receivers and tight end. And then you got Garrett Wilson as maybe a little bit of trade piece right here. Garrett Wilson and Fields for Tua. Garrett Wilson and Fields for Jalen Hurts. Garrett Wilson and Jones for Eckler. Garrett Wilson and Etienne for Eckler. Garrett Wilson and maybe Etienne for JT. Those are all moves that I would explore there. Reckless, my boy Reckless coming in with the wad. Appreciate you. Xavier with a $5 hauler. Trade Laporta for Monty. I lost Chubb. Yeah, that's good. That's really good value. That's really, really good value. And I think Monty goes ahead of Laporta in any sort of draft. 30-second phone calls for just a few minutes, and then we're out of here. Hour and a half live stream on something that was supposed to be just a quick breaking news show. You guys are unbelievable. I love you, all of you. Phone lines are open. 30-second phone calls, very briefly. Not everybody's going to get through. The phone lines will fill up quickly. I'm not waiting. I don't care if don't get your freaking question out. I'm hanging up on you and answering to the best of my ability after your 30-second spiel. So let's ride. Dial in. Let's go. Appreciate you all being here. If anybody's late to the party, JT is not looking like he's going to have any sort of problems with playing for the Colts. He's committed to the Colts. He's coming back. He's ready to rumble. And according to all the reports out there, his contract issues are an off-season thing. He's not even thinking about it. And it was all about getting healthy. And he says he's fully ready to go and he's healthy and ready to rumble. So get ready for JT season to kick off. It is time. It is time for JT. Let's go. Melvin, you got 30 seconds, pal. Hit me with it. Melvin, you got 24 seconds now.
I just did the trade of Swift for Kupp.
Yeah, I like that. I could get behind that. Swift for Kupp. I could, like I said, either side's tempting depending on the positional needs. So nice work, Melvin.
All right.
Got anything else? Got anything else, Melvin?
No, that's all.
Hey, Melvin, you rock, pal. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Tom, you got 30 seconds.
Yeah. So I have Hill, Watson, Jacobs, JT, and McLaughlin. Walker's currently on bye. I'm trying to make a trade for either Hill for CeeDee Lamb and A-Chain or Jacobs and Dell for CeeDee Lamb and A-Chain.
Well, I mean, Hill for CeeDee Lamb and A-Chan, and Jacobs and Dell for CeeDee Lamb and A-Chan are like two different worlds, bro. Like one of them is, I don't want to say dog water compared to the other, but like Jacobs and Dell don't even come close to Tyreek Hill. Like, so you know what I'm saying? So like, of course I would trade Jacobs and Dell for Achane and CeeDee Lamb. I would trade Jacobs and Dell for Achane. You're trying to get CeeDee Lamb as well. Which, hey, Tom, if you pull it off, you're a magician. I'm not saying don't try. I'd hate for you not to try, and you could have got it. But it's like asking me, do I like $100 bill versus $1,000 cash? It's they're
Right.
not even close.
I also have a Hill for Aaron Jones and Higgins.
For what?
Offered to me.
For what?
Higgins and Jones for Hill. I give Hill.
Higgins and Aaron Jones? Why would you want to do that? Higgins is hurt. He's been busting all year. He's pretty much unstartable right now until he proves himself. And Aaron Jones can't sniff Tyreek Hill right now, even though I like Aaron Jones a lot. So like that would be a disaster trade. You get made fun of till the end of time in your league if you made that trade. Achane and Lamb Achane and Lamb is tempting, but it's still something that's like even at best. It's even. It's because Lamb isn't like guaranteed to have consistency. I don't know. I think it's tempting. Lamb and Achane's tempting, but I'd rather just keep Hill and just give up Jacobs and Dell for Achane alone.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm 1-3, so I've been sweating.
Yeah.
It's really a Burrow issue, but
all right, man. Appreciate you.
Jacobs and Walker, it feels like a lot.
Go get him, Tom. Appreciate you. Later.
All right, later.
Kyle, you got 30 seconds.
Sounds good, brother. So do you feel that JT and Kamara still hold the same value? Because I just traded JT for Kamara a few days ago, and I just want to know your thoughts about it going forward.
I think they're close, but I think JT's worth more right now. And the reason why you did that trade and the reason why my answer was different, a couple days ago even, is because there's still uncertainty. You had to weigh into it. You just didn't know for sure how it was going to unfold. And there's still a little uncertainty. We're going to be even more excited about JT the moment the Colts come out and endorse him. And say, yeah, he's ready to go. We love him. We're glad to have him back. And he's starting week 5. Then all of a sudden it's like JT's top 15 overall. So I know you're going to feel that's going to make you feel crappy, but I don't know that you really need to worry too much. Kamara is still very much a baller. And Kamara came out and had the worst possible game script he could have had and still pulled in 10 plus receptions or whatever the hell it was. So, I mean,
Right.
I don't think you're going to be hurting on it, but JT probably has a little more value. But Kamara could easily perform just as well, if not outscore him. So keep the faith, bro. It's not a bad move. I'd still waiver if someone said, who would you rather have? I would pause for a millisecond and go, JT. But you could have known, and you were trading off you were getting rid of some of the risk to get a little bit more security. Not to mention, if you did it before did you do it last week?
No, I did it a few days ago.
Okay. So I was going to say, if you did it to get the points last week, then it also made sense. But it's close, bro.
Yeah.
It's close. Don't beat
Thanks,
yourself
brother.
up
I
over it.
appreciate you.
And it doesn't, no one knows how it's going to play out yet.
For sure.
All right. Later, Kyle. All right. Appreciate you. And then I got 2 more super chats, and then I'm probably out of here. Smokey the Cat with a $5. And then Amir with the $5. Appreciate you both coming in with the wattage. Let me get this caller here. 417 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Missouri.
Nick from Missouri. What's up, Nick? What can I do for you?
Yes, sir. All right, little lineup help here. I'm in 3rd place, taking on 1st place this week. So I got Bijan, Travis Etienne, and James Cook right now setting in RB2 and plus my flex. My wide receivers, I could either, though, I have Nico and wide receiver 2, but should I play Christian Watson over either or James Cook and Travis Etienne and slide the other one into my RB2?
Should you play James? Say it again. James Cook.
Christian Watson.
Or
You
James
think
Cook.
that he has a
I probably
Yeah.
played Christian Watson over James Cook.
Okay, I do have JT as well, but I just didn't know what the snap count is going to look like. Better off maybe waiting.
Yeah, I
for
probably
one
go.
week
I mean,
with him.
yeah, wait on the JT Christian Watson because Christian Watson plays Monday night, so you can put JT in if you need to. I definitely play JT if he's starting, but Christian Watson's a nice play. Not that James Cook couldn't do well, but like that's at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, last week I had ETN and Bijan facing each other early, and that was like could have went better. I felt so.
I feel
didn't necessarily want to do that again.
I feel like it's logical to say that 6:30 in the morning early game that freaking Bills game is. I'd lean a little bit away from that if I had Christian Watson. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks a bunch.
Later. Okay, Cole with the super chat here. Cole, appreciate you. So I didn't end up trading Stevenson, but I traded Moss, London and Reed for Diggs. Moss, London, and Reed for Diggs. Cole, you better run from the veto police. They're gonna veto that trade. The Diggs side is killing the other side.
Got him.
It's the worst trade I've seen probably all week. That's so bad, bro. That's so bad. What's up, Brandon? You got 30 seconds.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm trying to see if there's any trade scenario where you think I should trade Travis Kelce. I mean, I kind of need a running back. I got Pollard and Ford right now. But I'm kind of thinking about trading Kelce to get an upgrade at wide receiver.
Go to the ETN owner, go to the HN owner and go to the Brees Hall owner and see if you can get like a Devontae Smith type of player or Ridley type of player with him. I'd do that in a millisecond.
So try to give Devontae Smith and HN.
Go to the HN owner, go to the Brees Hall owner, see if either one of those owners has a Devontae Smith, a Ridley, a St. Brown, an Olave, a Cooper Kupp, a Lamb type of player.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, I'm not trading Kelce unless I'm getting something like fantastic.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking about trading him for Hawkinson and Ridley. I might be able to pull that off.
That's not bad. Hawkinson and Ridley's okay. That could work.
That way I get a return on the tight
end.
And I still.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Okay. All right, later, Brandon.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Got Pollard, Swift, Garrett Wilson, Puka, JT, Ridley, and Gibbs. Who to trade away to get Eckler? Garrett Wilson and Swift to get Eckler is tempting. Pollard straight up for Eckler is also something I would actually explore. But I'd rather not go that route. I'd rather trade Swift and Garrett Wilson for Eckler. And then I think you're pretty solid. I mean, Puka and Gibbs for Eckler, but I don't think that's going to fly. Maybe you could keep Garrett Wilson, and I mean either Puka or Garrett Wilson. I'd probably rather keep Puka, but Swift and Garrett Wilson for Eckler is pretty doable. Amir, past that, I don't know that there's a lot of options for you with what you gave me right there with those names. Smokey the Cat, 12 team, 1 PPR, Allen, CD, DJ Moore, Godwin, Bijan, Gibbs, Brees, Najee. I'm trying to trade Najee away, bro. Najee and DJ Moore for one bigger, better player. Najee and Godwin for one bigger, better player. Najee and that's what moves to make. That's the move to make. Also keep Roshan or drop for Eli Mitchell. I'd rather keep Roshan. Roshan's still got a lot of value, but bro, you need to trade DJ Moore or Godwin with Najee. Keep Brees, keep Bijan, keep Gibbs because you probably won't get enough unless you can trade Gibbs in something. But that's probably the only move to make for you. And last caller, 908. Who are you and where are you calling from? What's up? What's your name and where are you calling from? And please turn down the background noises, blaring, bro.
That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry, man. My name's Mark. Jersey.
Mark from where?
Okay, quick. New Jersey.
Okay. Go. You got 30. You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds, Mark. I gotta go. You got 30 seconds. Make it snappy.
Okay. Richardson's on the waiver. I have Love and Fields. Who should I drop to come up?
Whoa. Richardson's on waivers. What do you mean Richardson's on waivers? Who? But what? Did somebody just drop?
Somebody just dropped him the other day. So
Okay.
I have Love and Fields.
Okay.
I want to pick up Richards. Should I do that or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Should you take a top?
Who should I- Okay.
Let me ask you a question there, Mark. If you see $100 bill on the ground, do you pick it up?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to pick it up. I'm just trying to if you should drop a 100.
Right. But you did ask. I'm just answering the question. Yeah, you pick up the $100 bill, Mark.
Okay, yeah.
I would drop. I mean, I'd rather not drop one of the quarterbacks so that I can maybe make a trade. But like, who's your worst player?
Jesus, I have a couple bad ones, but I'm trying to trade. I was trying to trade them the other day, and there'll be no takers. So that's the only trouble. I got to do something. So either I drop Fields or I drop Love.
You probably drop. You can't drop somebody else. You can't. You have to drop the quarterback. You have to drop the quarterback.
Basically, I have a pretty good lineup, so that's the whole thing. I just want to try to pick up the quarterback here. It's better than the other.
Yeah. Buy yourself some time. This is what we always say in the chat, and I always tell people: drop your kicker and buy yourself some time.
I was thinking of doing the same thing.
I mean, to be honest, like
tonight, so maybe I can trade him tomorrow.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. I'll do something.
I mean, you could always
either drop the kicker or the defense, I guess.
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do. You drop your kicker. You drop your kicker, and then once Fields plays, you can't drop him. So that becomes you either make a trade and trade Love away, or you got to cut him. But
yeah, that's the whole thing.
All right, bro.
It's like hit or miss.
Yeah,
right,
well, go get Richardson. He's your new starter. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him no matter what. But
nice.
Okay.
All right, full load drop later. Man, unbelievable. Why don't I get these leagues? 530 caller. Who's this and where are you calling from?
From California.
Emre?
Yeah, A-M-R-I-T.
A-M. Spell that again?
R-I-T. A-M-R-I-T.
Okay, from Cali. All right,
Yep.
Emre, what can I do for you?
So I'm in a one quarterback league. I already had Joe Burrow, and then I had Anthony Richardson, Love, and Zay Flowers. But basically, I traded Zay Flowers, Love, and Richardson for Trevor Lawrence and Devo. What do you think?
No.
No?
No.
Take a lap?
Anthony Richardson. Say it again.
Yeah, I traded Anthony Richardson, Zay Flowers, and Jordan Love, who I picked off the waivers, for Trevor Lawrence and Devo.
I mean,
but
I don't
have Joe Burrow.
I don't hate the trade. I just AR5 is so good. It's he's top he's top 5-6 material, for quarterback scoring. So I don't get rid of him. Like I like Debo, but I don't get rid of like Flowers is gonna be good. And maybe Debo's better than Flowers. Yeah, not take a lap. I mean, if Debo ends up, he's a little banged up right now, but he ends up getting healthy from the rib thing. And keep in mind, he caught a touchdown pass after he injured his ribs, so his ribs are hurt. And he also played more snaps than any other wide receiver on the field in week 4, even though he didn't do anything at all. So it wasn't like they didn't play him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, thank you.
But yeah, hey, come to us next time with the trade offer, and maybe the chat will disagree. But look, hey, T-Law has still got something to prove, and I still believe in Trevor Lawrence to a significant degree. I don't know that he can be a top 5 or 6 quarterback at this moment in time in my mind, but I do believe he's still a top 7 to 10, top 7 to 12 guy, and I just think that AR5 is like top 5 potentially. So. It's not a horrible trade. If Debo blows up, bro, and Lawrence proves himself, you'll be fine. And you could even
my other wide receivers are Ridley and Christian Watson, so it's either boom or bust. I feel like.
Yeah, but not bad, bro.
Ooh. All right, thanks, bro.
All right, later. Yeah, not bad. I mean, Debo's good. Debo, I always talk about trading for Debo. So, MRA, if you're still listening, I always talk about trading for Debo. So, it's not a bad move. Do you think B-Rob stays in the top 10 for running backs? Brian Robinson? No, I don't think he does. I would sell Brian Robinson. Is it possible? Sure, but do I believe he will? No. All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you to all my $20 haulers. You freaking monsters. Robert Mitchell, you madman, you. I love you, pal. Isaac, you are the man, the myth, the legend. Isaac, absolute baller. Lego Batman to the moon. Let me hit my Lego button. Lego Batman. This is what we put up when anybody's missing, and I anointed Lego the light shiner. Senior Rojo with the $20 hauler. You guys are magnificent. I'll see you all later at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching. We'll probably lead off with the Eckler, is playing week number 6 news. I will see you all at 8 p.m. or sooner if news breaks. Thank you.